What are you doing, sir? That's a good spot. It's a good spot-a-row. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jennifer, and if you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by. And if you're not new here, thank you so much for returning. Today's video is going to be what I'm hoping turns out to be a beautiful fall green look. In my mind, I'm envisioning it to be green, but also fall at the same time. I don't know what it's going to turn out to be. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, without further ado, let's jump right in. Oh, a voiceover for most parts of it, just because I don't really know exactly what direction I'm heading in, so hope you guys don't mind the voiceover. And let's get started. Let's get started. Okay, enough. Let's jump right in. Okay, so getting started, as you can see, off to a brilliant start. My Morphe X Jeffree Star brush broke on me. But moving right along, I'm going to pick up the Juvia's Place palette. It's the Warrior 2 palette, and I'm using the shade Zaz, which is just a basic white shade to set my primer. The primer I used was the Pretty Vulgar eyeshadow primer. I think it's just their basic primer. I don't think they have shades, so I used the Pretty Vulgar primer and then just set it with this Juvia's Place eyeshadow, and that was that. So here I'm using, the first palette I went in with was the Morphe 15T palette, and I'm using the shade OOTD, which is a dark brown shadow, and I use this to kind of start off in my crease with. Afterwards, I kind of wish I wouldn't have done this step, so feel free to skip this step. I felt like it was a little bit harder to get the green shade to pop due to me putting this brown in my crease. At the end, it kind of all worked together, but yeah, looking back, I wish I would have skipped this. So now the next palette I'm going in with is the BH Cosmetics Trending in Tokyo palette, and I am picking up the green shade Bamboo, which is such a beautiful matte green shade, and I'm just applying this all over my lid, but leaving the very inner part of my lid clean. And I just pretty much press this all over, take it a tiny bit up into the crease towards the brown shade, and just kind of leave the very, very inner part with no shadow, as I said. And then once I feel the shade is deep enough, I will go in with some concealer and start to cut the crease, as you'll see. So here I'm going in with some concealer and I start to cut the crease. I apply the concealer all over my lid except for the outer part of my lid, like the outer third. I even apply the concealer all the way to the inner part of my lid so that I can really get the light green shade to pop. So I just apply it all over, and then I will go in with the next shade after I'm done cutting the crease. So this shade that I'm using here is probably my favorite shade I use through the whole look. It is the shade Wasabi in the BH Tokyo palette, and it is so gorgeous. I don't think the camera picks up on actually how beautiful it is. It's a stunning kind of lime green shade. There's not really much like glitter or shimmer to it, but it's just an absolutely beautiful shade. I can't even really describe it, but it was my favorite. So here I'm going back in with a little bit of bamboo just to blend the two shades together so there isn't really any harsh lines. And then I'll also take bamboo again right at the very crease of my eye to kind of do the opposite, which is create more of a harsh line. So I'm blending at the edges where the two shades connect on my lid, and then I'm creating a harsh line on my crease with bamboo to create more of an artistic effect on my lid. Now I'm dipping back into my Morphe palette and I'm going in with the shade After, which is a shimmery green shade, and I'm using that right on the center of my lid just to give my lid an extra pop of color, and I actually ended up loving that. Then in the inner corner, I'm going in with ColourPop Flexitarian, which is a highlight shade, but I'm just using that to give the inner corner some extra pop, and that will pretty much complete the lid. Here I'm using a Maybelline liquid liner. It is a coppery color, I think called maybe Volcano, something like that. And I'm just doing a winged liner with this because I didn't want to use black on my lid. I will look up the shade and put that in the description box so I don't get the name wrong on the shade for you guys. And then I'm just cleaning up the fallout from underneath my eyes, making sure everything looks super crisp and clean. And then we can move on to complexion. On the face, I'm using a combination of Fenty Hydrating Foundation in 260 and MAC Studio Fix in NC25. I'm blending that in with a Real Techniques buffing brush. I tend to blend my foundation in with a brush nowadays more than a beauty blender, just because I like the way that it does coverage more than a beauty blender. And here I'm using ColourPop concealer in light 14, I believe. I still do blend out my concealer with a beauty sponge though, just because I think it does have a more natural effect than a brush. I do both. I do a brush and a beauty sponge. It just depends on the area of my face that I'm blending out. And I set the under eyes with Makeup Revolution Banana Light, and I will also use this on the rest of the face as well. Here I'm finishing up the eyes with a little bit of that color Bamboo, and then I will just use the bronzer that I'm going to be using on my face to blend that out a little bit, which is the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Bronzer. So the combination of those two was actually really pretty under my eyes. I just felt that just the green was a little bit too harsh. So that's why I took a little bit of the bronzer to blend that out a little bit, which worked out perfectly. Here I'm going in with a Wet n Wild green eyeliner. I do not know the name of it, but I will make sure that I put it in the description box down below. Here I am just warming up the complexion and bronzing with the Too Faced Chocolate Bronzer. I believe I'm in the shade medium for you guys to reference. I still love this bronzer. It is a oldie but a goodie. I don't really do any contouring in this tutorial. I just really wanted to add some warmth back into the face that you lose with foundation and concealer and all that good stuff. So yeah, still love this bronzer. It is so good. Here I am using the Morphe Cool Tone Blush Palette. I did mix two colors together. I can't remember which ones they were, guys. I don't even know if these blushes have names. I don't think they do. I will double check and make sure that they don't. I just know that I did mix two of the shades together. It is the Morphe Cool Tone 8 Pan Blush Palette. It is an amazing palette. It's so affordable. I have been loving and using this for the longest time. If you guys have not checked out this blush palette, you need to, and it's also so great for travel. You can just throw it in your bag and it's one palette and you have so many options. So a really, really awesome blush palette. Here I'm curling my lashes. Never skip this step, guys. It's so important. I know sometimes we get lazy, but never, never skip curling your lashes. It is so important. And here I am doing my eyebrows because I realized that I was almost done with this tutorial and completely forgot to do my eyebrows. I really go for a natural brow these days. I don't do much. I just fill in a little bit with an eyebrow pencil. I'm using the Maybelline Slim Brow in soft brown, and then I go in with the e.l.f. Wow Brow to set them in place. Okay guys, we made it to the last and final step, which is lips. I lined with the e.l.f. Retro Nude. I think this is 3. It's either 2 or 3, I don't really know. And then I'm going in with my favorite lip gloss at the moment, which is the Makeup Revolution Sheer Brilliant in Darling 122. This lip gloss is so amazing. It's the perfect fall nude color. Like, can you guys see that? It's just delicious. So I don't really know like what this look turned into. I was definitely going for like, you know, leaf colored, like, you know, when the leaves are turning from green to orange colors, and it definitely didn't go that way. It's kind of more like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle green, but I'm here for it. Like, I am living for this. I love the way the eyes turned out. I love it. I'm here for it. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I grew up on that. I love it. And I would rock this definitely on a night out. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys didn't mind the voiceover. Let me do my thing, rock it out without having to actually go through all the products while I'm doing it. I don't really do voiceovers often. I love to chit chat and talk to you guys while I'm doing my makeup, but once in a while it is nice just to kind of like tune everything out and just kind of relax and do my makeup. So that's it for me. Until the next one, you guys are beautiful inside and out. I love you and have an amazing day or night, whatever it is where you're at. And bye.